Hi everybody and welcome. I am so glad that you're here. It has been a long time since I have done a video. I took a little time off. I had lots of, enjoyment during the summer season, and as I promised, I was gonna be back again after summer. So here I am. But I have been posting a few of the little short videos, but now we're back to every weekly long video. And I love you all so much. Our amazingly kind community. You're all amazing. I love you. But before I do all of our Yali'S, joyful and calm videos of cat videos, decor, gardening, do it yourself, all kinds of recipes, home remedies, health topics, and all kinds of stuff that we like to enjoy, I'm very honest with you guys, and I like to share also stories and prayers and all kinds of stuff because of course this is a lifestyle channel, and in here I like to share with you guys my passions and all the things that are always in my mind. So before I started with all of these videos weekly, there was one thing that it kept being in my mind that I wanted to share with you all. And before I go into doing all of those joyful videos, of course, we know all the holidays are going to be coming our way. I already have the full decor of the house, which I'm going to be sharing soon with you guys. And of course, we had the story of Max, our other cat that we adopted. And the garden has been a lot of updates I haven't shared behind the scenes of other things that we have been doing. So yeah, there's a lot of updates. But when I was in vacation, from here, not vacation, but vacation from doing the YouTube videos, there was a few conversations that I had with people about abortion, and people were very surprised that I was of my belief in what I think and my position about abortion. So I wanted to talk to you and let it out there because I do post about my positions about abortions or whatever, and other debates that might have been in the world. I do post in my social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and other people have also been surprised about my way because I am, even though that I am a Christian, I am very open also about the way that I think, because I always analyze everything. Of course, I'm a medical doctor and I have this background about biology, microbiology, and of course I like to study life and I like to study the Bible and all that kind of stuff. I'm going now, it doesn't have nothing to do, but anyways, I'm going with this because I don't want people to be thinking that I think this way because of my religious or my Christian values. Of course it has to do, but if it were because of that, I would not be super pro gay and all that kind of stuff, which I have mentioned before that I am all pro it, and I might do another video about that as well. Why do I think that being gay it's not an issue at all? And so I will do that another day, but today it's going to be about abortion. And so my belief about abortion, and I'm talking about elective abortion. So first of all, what is abortion? So we know that abortion is when you are stopping the progression of a pregnancy. You're stopping that and you're removing that pregnant tissue out of your body. Again, in plain words, you're ending the life that is growing inside of you. So you're killing something that is growing inside of you. And that something that is growing inside of you is not a air balloon, it's a human. So you're killing the progression of the growth of a human being. So you're killing essentially a human. Now, that's for abortion. Now, there's different types of abortion. You have the spontaneous abortion, where the spontaneous abortion is commonly known as the miscarriage. In that case, it usually happens in the first trimester. There's nothing that you can do. It spontaneously happens, and it usually happens in the first trimester. Well, you see people, that's why they commonly, whenever you have a person that they have the news that they're pregnant, it's commonly recommended to not share the news until it ends the first trimester, because It's common to have the lost spontaneous abortion. It stops the development of the fetus. Usually is because of chromosomal abnormalities, and it just happens during the first trimester. So in that case, it's not something that it was done, it was inevitable. Now there's also different types of also abortion. I'm not gonna go into everything. There's the inevitable, your cervical, the cervix is completely open, it dilates, and the baby is lost. There's nothing that you can do. It usually happens when you have the mom that it has a spotting, it has bleeding, and then, because the cervix is completely dilated, the baby is exposed from the body. That's an inevitable abortion. You have the complete abortion, everything is empty. An incomplete abortion is when the abortion was not done completely and you have some fetal tissue inside of your body. And so that can lead you then to sepsis, because of course you have only certain parts of the body, and that can lead you then to infections and sepsis, complete infection in the bloodstream. Okay, all that kind of stuff. But in the case that I'm talking about, and that I will be talking in this video, is about elective abortion. So in the elective abortion is that you are selecting, you are doing the decision that you want to stop this pregnancy. And when we go into the elective abortion, usually the person gets to know that they're pregnant by the 8th week or so. And so the baby already has their the heartbeat, it already has all the organs formed. It's a baby. And so for people to say that it's just a clump of cells and that's it, no. And even before the 8th week, because I'm not going to go into when is it appropriate to have an abortion. I'm the type of person that I believe that there's no appropriate day to have an abortion. It doesn't matter if it's a tiny little thing, because if you think about it, and I'm going to, being very, spiritual, that kind of stuff, and thinking a lot. Like when we think about where the air comes from, let's just hang on with me. So if you think about it, when was Yali formed? Like, when was I formed? When did I became into existence in this world? I became into existence in this world when the sperm of my father and the ovum of my mom got together, and voila, I was developed. The moment that sperm and that ovum became into fertilization, you have a unique genome, unique gene morphology that nobody else have, that it will keep on growing and become then this person over here. Nobody else is Yali, because it was a specific clump of cells that developed from that union. Now, of course, if you want to kill all those sperms over there, that's just sperm. It's not a human. It's just sperm. That's whenever the person has an ejaculation, that sperm goes again into dying, and that happens constantly. And of course, whenever we have our menstrual period, we are killing also, we're losing a lot of ovums. That is not united. It's 23 chromosomes. They're not united. They're not doing a 46 chromosome that is required to make a human. So losing an ovum and losing a sperm, it's nothing. It's okay. It's like when you're talking about that analogy of the egg. Most of the eggs that we eat are also not, chicken eggs are not fertilized. It's just an ovum. It's just the menstrual period. Okay, so that's one of the things that I always think about, because you are, it doesn't matter the development phase, what you're in whatever you want to call it, and all this chanting that people do of my body, my choice. Listen, that is just, it's such a catchy phrase. It's such a catchy phrase, just a catchy phrase, because it's like saying my house, my rules. It's, imagine that you have a house, you have a child, it doesn't matter how tiny it is, or newborn, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's your house, and in there it's being mistreated, it's being mutilated, it's being done all inhumane things to that child. So are you gonna say my house, my rules, and nobody can have any say, because it's my house and I'm the one that live in here, I pay the rent in this house and it's my house, so nobody can tell me what to do to my children? No, of course, that's abuse. So the same thing happens, and of course people have to, the whatever agencies have to get into the matters and remove that child from that environment. So the same happens and protect that child. The same happens with the pregnancy. When you're talking about a pregnancy, even though that it's your body, what you're doing, if you were to actually kill that baby, that fetus, you are doing something inhumane. You are killing a human. It doesn't matter what little words you want to put, say that you have all this stressful life and all this stressful circumstances, and you need to think about, the social economical status, all that kind of stuff. I cannot have, doesn't matter what drama you want to paint or what things you want to say. At the end of the day, in plain simple terms, you are killing a human. So we need to stop with all this, oh, this is something wonderful that we're doing, because it is not. If you want to do something wonderful, then actually, be respectful with your body. How is it that I have the resources to actually keep and maintain a baby, and I don't have, I have some goals and I want to do, study, travel, whatever you want to do in your life, and that's why you don't want to have a child, but you are opening your legs and letting a person then, fertilize you by, that doing all the ejaculation inside of you, or just even if the ejaculation didn't happen inside of you and you just had sex with a person, sexual intercourse with a person, still in that case, you are, putting yourself at risk to having a baby. So, and nowadays, 2023, there's so many ways that you can actually create pleasure if you want to have pleasure with your couple or with another person that you are with, because you want to just, even though that you are not stable financially, even though that you have so many things that you want to do with your life, even though that's whatever, and you just like to party and have a good time, and your good time means also that you want to have some sexual encounter with somebody. If you want to do all that kind of stuff, gambling with your life, and gambling with, getting into the position that you're going to be pregnant, if you still want to do that, with all the things that we have available, that you can actually create pleasure without getting into the position of actually having intercourse, it's like crazy. I mean, if you want to do that, then do all kinds of stuff except for that intercourse part. I mean, if you're looking just for pleasure. Because the moment that you agree to actually have another person, from two different sex, I mean, having a female and a male, having sexual intercourse, you are risking already your future. And you're changing the future of the way that you had it planned. So if you really want to get into this narrative of my body, my choice, then actually take good care of your body and your choices. That old narrative of how is it that we have such a crazy propaganda everywhere, even in Facebook during my vacation time out of here of YouTube, there were some propaganda in Facebook that, that things that pops up in your Facebook and like recommends you to sign for, and it asked me if I wanted to sign for, I'm in favor of abortion, and I'm like, no, I am not in favor of abortion. And it was like, and it was a few times that it gave me that of yeah, we need to, let people get abortion. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want. And of course, the whole story of how people are doing, another thing that bothers me as well is the whole concept of, oh, but if a baby, has some disorder, let's say has Down syndrome, or let's say that it has something that I just can't deal with it. It's not something that I want to do. It's crazy, because then you're saying that people that have disabilities, then those people should not exist. So then you have the say that you should be able to say who lives and who dies. Now we're going all the way into being Hitler, like we want to have this specific way of living, of the poor cannot have kids, the people that have disabilities cannot also exist, all kinds of stuff. Like, at the end of the day, really, it doesn't matter how you say it, or the drama that you want to give me. At the end of the day, if you really sit down and think about it, truly, 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 without all these dramas, what you're doing is killing a human being. I am talking from the perspective of, my background, my knowledge. This has nothing, as you have been seeing when I'm talking, nothing to do about religious or my Christianity belief. I mean, when I was doing my internship, and we have to rotate as a medical doctor, rotate also from OBGYN, and I had the privilege that the OBGYN doctor that I was rotating with really liked me, so I was performing lots of procedures in delivery. So I have been there in the delivery, actually delivering the babies, which I actually delivered the baby of one of my good friends from elementary school, and being also in the end of doing the dilation and curettage, where you're removing then all the fetal tissue during the abortion. So, and in that dilation and curettage that I did was already from a inevitable, a incomplete abortion. So the baby, there were still parts of that fetal tissue in the womb, which can happen whenever you have an elective abortion. In the elective abortion, you have the abortion that can be done by drugs, medical induced, or you have also the abortion that can be surgical. So in the abortion that is surgical, it's really carnage. It's horrible, because you have a live baby which is being destroyed into tiny little pieces, sucked in by a vacuum. Literally, that's why they're putting a tube inside your vagina all the way to your cervix, goes into your uterus, and you're absorbing all of it by sucking all of the tissue of the baby and destroying the baby one by one of the limbs and the organs. And then there is the dilation and curettage. In that case, we need to actually dilate as it says the words, it has dilate the cervix, and then you scrape with a curettage, a little scooper. You scoop everything, all the fetal tissue, and you also take a little vacuum and clean everything out, and any of the remaining placenta, you want to make sure that it's removed completely. So that's why we use then the curettage, so that we make sure that the placenta is removed, because you're not only removing the fetal tissue, but you're also removing the placenta. And when you think about the amazing process of how the baby is formed, I mean, the moment that the baby is fertilized, the moment that the ovum is fertilized by the sperm and it's growing all of these different cells, that moment the placenta is gonna, you have the corpus luteum, which we also have that when we have the menstrual period. That's what we always remove. But and that's why we call it the luteal phase, when we are in the menstruation. I'm gonna go crazy into all this medicine terms, but hang on with me. When we go into the pregnancy, that corpus luteum, which is providing some nutrients to the baby, is going to become in the placenta. And the placenta actually has two layers. One layer, the inner layer, which we call it then the fetal tissue, is all made by the fetus itself. How crazy is that? Many people think that the placenta is the mom making it. No, the baby itself is making all of that inner layer In that inner layer, it has then, the layer for making the cells, which is what we call then the syncytiotrophoblasts cells. And then you also have the layer for making then hormones, which is what we always then measure, the human chorionic gonadotropin hormone, HCG. So when you have the pregnancy, or you're doing the pregnancy test where you pee a little bit in there, that's the hormone that they're measuring, the human chorionic gonadotropin hormone, which is actually made by the placenta layer that the baby is creating. And then the other layer, the outer layer, that's the layer that the mom creates, and that's just for blood supply. So, I mean, there's different options. If at the end of the day, for people that they not want to have their pregnancy, they can have the baby, put it for adoption. They can even get into a agency to actually have the baby for another person, but it's the life is gonna be way different for, it's something that they don't want. I understand. It's gonna be, their life is gonna be way more difficult if there's something that they did not prepare for and that they did not want it. And if you think about it, and if you look at the statistic, I think that is 50% of the cases, the pregnancies are not planned. Like I'm sure that if I were to talk to my parents about if I was planned or not, I'm pretty sure that I was not planned. Like most of us that are here in this world, our parents did not plan us. I mean, maybe they were married, our parents, or they were not married. Whatever the story was, many of us are not planned, and it's a decision that they're making of saying, yes, I'm going to take care of this baby, or if not, there's many people that have gone through the process of being a foster child or going into adoption, all kind of stuff. But this is not about the options. This video is not about the options that are happening after, you're being pregnant. This is just to let everybody know and hear my position about abortion, because I don't want to have any surprises in the future of people thinking or assuming that I am pro-abortion, because that was the issue that I had, that I was like, what? You're thinking that I am pro-abortion? No. I mean, and knowing what I know and seeing what I have seen, and because not everybody has had, you talk and talk, but not everybody has been in a surgical room like I have been doing a dilation and curettage, for an abortion, or being in delivering babies, or actually studying, most of their life, biology, microbiology, medical doctor degree. So not everybody has that background. And of course, and I love God and everything, of course, and if I go into my religious view, of course, God is killing should not be, it's a sin. But it's not because of any of that, and that's why I'm not putting an emphasis about my Christianity in here. What I want to say is that, yeah, abortion, an elective abortion, at the end of the day, no matter the words that you want to put, how fancy you want to make it, at the end of the day, it's killing a human being. It's killing a baby. It's not killing a clump of cells, as many people want to say it. If you think about those clump of cells, what are they? They're a human. It has a specific genome. If you stop that genetic information, then it would have not been a fully developed human. But at the end of the day, what you're killing is a human. So yeah, that's my little intake. And of course, if you think about it, yes, most of the abortions happened. That's what I didn't want to go into the whole week, but just because it pops into my mind, when you think about it, most of the abortions happen after the 8th week, which the baby is fully formed. And so it's really sad, and most of the abortions even happen way after that, which is 12-15 weeks of gestation, and there's still fully term pregnancies that are being ended. If you put that in Google, there is lots of different, not many, but there's a few places that are still doing a fully term pregnancy abortion, which means, at 37 weeks gestation, a fully baby. We know that a baby can survive out of the womb in the third trimester, so, and it's totally a baby. It's totally formed. So there's nothing that it should be stopped. And there's still, right now as we speak, there are women performing that and killing their babies. And also, before I go, my beautiful people, because I'm not gonna be editing this video that much, because I just want to be, very, sincere in my way of how I am talking about this topic. So I don't want to be cutting or anything in this video. So whatever came to my mouth, this is not planned. There's way more that I could be saying. There's way more information, but I'm just saying whatever, I can fit in this half an hour that I just gave myself to talk. But yeah, one of the things that I wanted to say before I go is that there's a lot of people that I know that have gone through the process of abortion and that have done an abortion. There's really great friends of mine from years that I love them so much, and we still have an amazing friendship and will never change, that I know that I have gone through this process. And I know it's not an easy thing to do, and I know it's something that it stays with you forever. So this is not to crucify anybody and to say that if you have done this, that you are, the worst or anything. I know this is a very difficult decision that people are doing. And I know, yes, all the kind of stuff that, the different, that there's different circumstances and different, all kinds of stuff. But this is not to say that you are a horrible human being. I know, and I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you still. It doesn't matter, if you have gone through that. I am no person. I am nobody to be, pointing a finger and judging you. I am not here to judge you. I'm just in here to say my position about abortion, what I believe truly that it is ending the life of a human being. It's killing a human being. Now still, that doesn't mean that I am not gonna love you. As I always say, we are all not good or bad. We are a conjunction of many different things. We're not all the time 100% good. We're humans, so we do commit lots of different mistakes. And who knows what other sins and bad things we have created that it can be even worse than that. So, no, I'm not here to judge you. I still love you. And I know that if we were to go into the whole route about, Christianity, there's redemption, there's still forgiveness, there are all these things. And, I'm not going to go into that. But, yes, I just wanted to, before I go, let you all know that I am not, if you have gone through that horrible experience, I am not judging you. I have also not only gone through the process of performing that abortion, dilation, curettage, having multiple deliveries that I have done, and I hope to have more deliveries in the future if I need to, because I love delivering babies, and also going through the process of seeing and being there for my friends whenever they have gone through an abortion, and also, having the experience that I know, not from me, but I know from friends, that it's something that it never leaves them. It haunts them forever. Even if they have babies in the future, they always think about that baby that they lost. It's something that it never goes, and many people do not talk about, the depression and the anxiety and the post-traumatic stress disorder that happens after going into an abortion. I think that the propaganda has been too fed up and too beautify of making it glamorous in a way of everybody should have access to this, instead of, the propaganda be a little bit more about, your choices, the choices of not going into that. Because if you do have that option there, you're gonna go for that option and not treat your body correctly. But yeah, anyways, I know that everybody's a different world, and not everybody thinks the same way as I do. I'm almost in my 40s, 38 years old now, and I have never had children, and I only have 3 cats, and I really want to adopt in the future, and this is something that has been in my heart forever. And if I do have a child in the future, it's something that I have been planning. It's because I really wanted, and it's me. I hold myself back on not having children because I am not in that position that I should be having. That I should be having a child right now. There's a lot of things that I want to do, right? So the same, I would like other people that if you don't want to have a child, then start thinking that way, that hey, I can have pleasure in different ways. And if that's what you want to have pleasure, but not having a person ejaculate inside of you. Because at the end of the day, even if we want to have all these crazy things and crazy talk about we are the same as men, yeah, we can have equal pay, we can have equal rights, all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, a man doesn't carry for 9 months a baby or create human life inside of them. And it's you who will become pregnant. It's you who will bring this baby to the world. And unfortunately, the men they don't give them the rights to decide if that baby can come into this world. It's the mom, it's the woman deciding to end the life, to kill the baby. So, yeah. I love you all. So, that is my 2 cents for you all, to let you all know what I think and what I stand for. And I love you all so much, and there's gonna be lots of nice content coming your way. I know that I need to share with you guys the story about Max, our beautiful cat that we adopted, which I think I always say that he adopted us, and the story behind it, which is a little bit stressful for me because it's so crazy. We had a vacation in Cordelia. I got out of the house, our other cat, and we realized after we were in the vacation, but if it wasn't because of that, we wouldn't have got Max, because Max met Cordelia while he was out. So in a way, Cordelia rescued Max, and then Max finally made his way here. But yeah, all that story, we have lots of footage because it took us almost a whole year to actually have Max, our cat, inside the house. We have lots of footage that I need to go through to share with you guys. And I just love you all so much. In the time that I was out, I received lots of messages from you all, and you're so kind. And I always say that we have an amazingly kind community, and you are amazing. I love you all so much. I was really eager and excited to share lots of content with you guys. So you know that I'm always doing videos, and I have so much videos in my phone and in my camera. It's crazy. So I do need to go through all of it and share with you guys lots of the content. I mean, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope that you can keep this comment section really kind as usual. I don't think I'm going to be responding to many comments, and anything that it's disrespectful or something bad, I'm gonna remove it, because of course this is my channel, Yali'S community, and I don't want to deal with disrespectful comment or put this in here for being a disrespectful channel. It has never been like that, or it's not my intention at all. And again, this is my view, my 2 cents, and I just didn't want to be labeled as a person that was in favor of abortion. So I just wanted to clarify in there that I am completely against the elective abortions. Of course, there's abortions that, dilation curettage that needs to be done. And I mentioned the cases: spontaneous abortion, in vitro abortion, incomplete abortion, all that crazy stuff. We're talking about the elective abortion. So, yeah, I love you all so much. And of course, I know that there's going to be the crazy case scenario of if a person was, raped or whatever. At the end of the day, it's still a human being. So doing an abortion, still you're killing the human. And the baby doesn't have, it was not the person that was actually committing the crime. So you are killing some other person that doesn't have nothing to do with what happened to you. So anyways, I love you all. Enjoy the day, enjoy the miracles, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye, see you next week.